Hey everyone, welcome to Flavorcast, a show about the Flavour framework. Every episode will have new tips and info for making modern web apps in Java. State management is important in making a single page app responsive, correct, and offline ready. Let's look at the various aspects you should consider when planning your state management. First off, you can consider if you need state shared across pages. It is possible to make an app in which the constructor for each page template loads the data required from the server and changes are committed before moving to the next page. This makes state management simpler. The state rarely becomes stale, since the relevant state is loaded on each page change. However, I recommend that, in general, you look to cache state for reuse across pages. Much of the benefit of single-page apps is the speed of page changes. If you have the required state for the next page cached, you can show it immediately. Contrast this with traditional server-side rendering, where every page change requires you to wait for the server to respond. The difference in interactivity is noticeable. Secondly, single-page apps have the possibility of working offline by caching data locally. If you have designed your app to work with a state cache, the transition to operating offline will be easier, since your cache can be initialized based on client-side information, even if the server is unreachable. When you are first loading cache data from the server, you have a continuum of choices. For an app with a small amount of data, it may be possible to fetch all of the data the app needs from the server at once. For example, a to-do application may be able to fetch all items for a user and store them in the cache. Then, page changes can refer to data in the cache, synchronizing with the server when possible in the background. In this example, the server may have to-do items for many users, but any one user only should see their own to-do items, which can easily fit in client-side storage. However, other categories of apps will have too much information for it all to be saved client-side. Take a mapping application, for example. The world map with roads and points of interest is too much to store client-side. A single-page mapping app could request the data for the currently visible portion of the world at a given zoom level. It could, however, request additional adjacent map regions so that subsequent scrolling could potentially render data that is already cached, if the fetch is faster than the scrolling. You could even analyze the rate and direction of scrolling and fetch the map data in the direction being scrolled to maximize cache hit rates and minimize loading sections of the map. More information and examples of state management can be found in the book Flavour, Make Awesome Web Apps in Java. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for more tips on making awesome web apps with Flavour.